Well, g'day footy fans and welcome to Campbelltown Memorial Oval for round 7 of the BTR Excavations Division 1 competition in the Adelaide Footy League, brought to you by Filming Footy. Everyone's looking at the middle of the oval. It's past players, volunteers day today, and we're about to have the coin toss between Rostrevor, Old Collegians and Sacred Heart. My name's Phil Hurd and I'm joined by Alex Coots. Alex, welcome, and what happened at the coin toss?
So Sacred Heart have won the coin toss and are electing to go to the right of screen first, as we'll peel off some stats. As starting off for the home side, Rostrevor, they are 5th on the ladder with a 4-2 record. Finn Wakeland is their leading goalkeeper with 9 goals, and James Butterworth, he's in for a big game. We've predicted him for 5 clearances and he is leading in best player votes for the team. As we go to Sacred Heart, they're first on the ladder, they're undefeated, 6-0. Ben Maroney's uploading things on the stat sheet. They're unreal numbers, 11 goals and 5 best player votes, so he's in for a big one. I'm predicting him for 4 goals.
Thanks, Alex. Yeah, look, Sacred Heart unbeaten, and not just unbeaten in the A's, but the B's, the C's, and before today the D's. I have no idea what the D's have done today, but I do know that earlier this morning it was Shock winning the C grade against Rocks. They're 7-0. Rocks are now 5-2. B grade just completed. Sacred Heart 10-12-72 beat Rocks 8-4-52. So you don't want to be, Alex, the first team from Sacred Heart to go down. That would be rather embarrassing, to turn up to training and be the first losers for the year. Yeah,
well, combined they're about 27-0, so that is incredible. As we go to the conditions for today, it's 19.3 degrees, heading for a top of 20. We've got no wind whatsoever, no rain. And other than that, perfect ground conditions with a little bit of humidity.
Yeah, we're here in the magnificent club rooms that got redeveloped about 8 years ago. We're up on the balcony. Beautiful day to enjoy what should be a pretty good game of footy. 2 teams in the 5. And of course, it's rivalry game as well. That 2 teams that used to play the Intercol game back in their school days.
Well, my tip for this game is Sacred Heart will get the win over the Rocks by 16 points.
All right, well, I'm going to tip Sacred Heart as well. You're pushing me by asking me for a margin. Now, Rostrevor play a lot of close ones, so I think I'm going to go a bit closer and say maybe 10. We'll come back to that. Of course, we do have the player of the game. That's going to be thanks to Archie's and the Gully Hotel. Do want to mention our other sponsors, which, of course, is brought to you by Filming Footy and Classic Clashes, Dartfish Footy Stats, High Five E-Bikes, Custom by ORTC, Kimberley Accommodation, mention the Gully Hotel, and all through today, the scoreboard. It's not just the scoreboard, it's the Kirin Yoketsu scoreboard. I have been practicing that all week. So you're giving me a prediction, and you mentioned a couple of players to look out for. Just want to run through a couple of those again for me, thanks, Alex.
Yes, I do have some big calls for today's game. Finn Wakeland is in for a big one, 3+ goals, same as Thomas McCormack, the former SANFL player, the season permit for the Rocks. And for Sacred Heart, Bo McRae, the skipper, look out for him, 20+ disposals incoming. And Bradley Noble, the round 4 Archie's winner, he's going to have 80% or more in the ruck time.
All right. So that's about 6 bold predictions. We'll see how we go at games end. Plenty of games around the Adelaide Footy League this afternoon. We'll try and give you some scores through the day. Glenunga hosting Golden Grove. Glenunga only on 1 win. Prince Alfred only on 2 wins, hosting Port District at Park 9. Payneham and Broadview, not a win between them. Really need one to start avoiding relegation zone. And Salisbury North St Peter's, one of the picks of the round. But I reckon this is going to be a pretty good one as well. Our umpiring crew, Matt Harris and Paul Smith, are your field umpires. Peter McMullen, Guido Picaro Boundary, Daniel Bartlett, Mars Rashid are waving the flags. But we're set to go. Rocks and Shock. And your caller is Alex Coates.
In the ruck for the first bounce, it'll be Bradley Noble and James Butterworth, the battle of the big men. Here we go, Butterworth taps down and he gets his own clearance. There's one already. Inside 50, and a mark. Great mark by Jet Boxer. And he's going to line up for the first of the game, 15 seconds in. James Butterworth hit out right to himself, and he's already got 1 out of 5 clearances that I predicted for him.
Jet Boxer out last week, didn't play league, didn't play reserve, so can only suspect it was injury or work reasons. 6 goals from his 5 games played so far this year.
Jet Boxer, he's going to come in. It's a reasonably hard kick on a 30-degree angle, kick from around 45 out. Got a good angle from our broadcast end. He goes, sprays out wide. It's punched by Noble, bouncing the ball to the boundary line, and it'll be taken out of bounds. And the Rocks, 1 minute into this game, and they've had 100% of possession. Sacred Heart haven't been able to quite keep up just yet, and we'll have a boundary throw-in.
It is an absolutely still day. Looking at the top of the big gum trees here, and they are not moving. So Sacred Heart did win the toss, as you may have gathered, kicking to the right of screen. That kick was smothered from McRae, who's been their busy beaver best on ground last week in their win against Prince Alfred Old College. They gave Princes a start, and by about 6 goals to 1 at quarter time, but did wheel them in. Still inside Rocks forward 50. Laying a hard tackle there, wearing the number 12 jumper, Tyson Coe. And we'll go again. 1 more stoppage, Alex, and I'll throw back to you. As it is picked up and lost by Hilliard, and there's that stoppage. It is 20 metres out from the Rostrevor goals. They're doing all the attacking thus far.
So yes, the Gumtree's not moving. Very picturesque stadium. Tapped down, cleared out with Simons. He goes long and marked uncontestedly by McAuliffe. Henry McAuliffe, he goes out to the far side, opposite end, good mark there, 1-on-1 contest. O'Malley couldn't come out on top. So they're going to look for options, have men backwards, and they go there. Clayton Simons. So he's going to look for options. He's going to take a few steps and go downfield. They stay on that far side, and it's over his head. So too much oomph on that kick, and it'll be the last possession rule in this Adelaide Footy League. Rostrevor, they go backwards, and they will run the switch game. They can play on, and we've got options outside. Mead, Butcher. So Mead takes the grab, and he goes shorter to Steppich. So Steppich, he's going to look to either go to switch or stay on this near side. He does stay on the near side. Butcher, kind of Butcher. He's got options short and back, and he goes to one of the short options over the head of Shoot. And now can Sacred Heart score here? They might be able to. Window over the top, Keel chasing. It's a 1-on-1 contest, and winning is Swanbury. Swanbury gets the clearance out of the back 50, but it will return. The rebound 50 will be Clayton Simons. He goes short, and now Ben Moroney. Moroney's going to launch it long. He's got a thumping boot, and someone will have to crumb here. Will it be Sacred Heart or will it be Rostrevor? Sacred Heart come out on top, and Butcher clearances for Rostrevor.
So Sacred Heart, both teams have had 1 forward 50 entry thus far for no score. As it sits on the outer side on the northeast road, oh sorry, not northeast road, lower northeast road pocket here at Campbelltown on a beautiful day. No breeze, which often tactics around, well, we've got the wind, we'll kick long. We haven't got the wind, we'll keep the possession off the other side. What do you do when you don't have a wind to adjust to? Butterworth's kick down the wing is intercepted. Sacred Heart decided they'll bring it towards us. It would be nice to see the footy. Here it comes through Lorby, almost in the T-saucer. This is Gluius, who I can't miss with those boots. We're inside 50 for Shock, trying to find a runner, trying to find some space. Rocks have got them pretty well corralled. Now it's tackling time by Butcher, holding the ball. Rocks, when they get it back, will have possession.
So Butcher just absolutely butchered Cameron Keel there, as we are 5 minutes in without a score. So we're not sure if it's going to be a high or low scoring game of footy. No mud patches, no dry patches. So it will go short, and they will advance into the middle of the ground. O'Malley, he goes out to the far side. Both teams have used that area a lot. Now they go central. down the corridor. Well done there by Lorb. And now Sacred Heart can do something here. Co outside. Can they kick their first here? Yes, they certainly will. Great goal by the player coach, Alex Carlotto. So Coach Carlotto will snag the first for Sacred Heart.
So we finally got a goal. Took 5 minutes on what's a dry and calm day. Carlotto, 4th goal for the season. Well known, of course, for playing Sanford at a few clubs. His last one, of course, being South Adelaide. Been here since 2022. One of those rare things now in football, Alex. Player coach. I guess you don't need a runner. You can just tell your teammates what you want them to do out on the field. But we're back in the middle. First blood, the Sacred Heart, who would be favourites, although Rocks will be one of their biggest challenges so far. Butterworth and Ruck. Now there's a challenge. He has been in the best players every single game, but it is a Sacred Heart clearance from Boyle through to Simons. Simons into the pocket. He spots up Window, who's been busy today. Window's in the pocket. Is this Carlotto again? Oh, Joe's the move. Drills the player, gets it to Boyle. They're sort of playing around with it on their 50-metre arc. Now the kick, overcooked. And the tackle was on DeMatteis, deemed not to have enough pro opportunity, and he disposed of it, handball out of bounds. Now, if he handballed it out of bounds, it's last disposal rule, which it is, and this is going to be an interesting shot. It might be Keel, I think, but I'm sort of guessing. See, I'm pretty sure it's not Keel now. I'll tell you in a sec. Kick around the body and... yeah, he's butchered it. He doesn't want me to tell you his number when he turns around. Will be Rock's ball, because that went across the field, and that was Oscar Lovelock.
So Connor Butcher now. He's butchered the footy a lot so far. He goes back out to that far side. Step itch. Both the brothers on the field now, Damon and Luca. Short kick to Best. Darcy Best was up on the best players in round 2 against Glenunga. An intercepted mark by Agnew. Bradley Agnew goes short inside to the skipper in McRae. He has a drilling left boot. He goes into the pocket. This is Karkuro. He's had a good start to the season, being a main forward. And it will be thrown up deep in the Sacred Heart forward 50.
3 changes for Rocks coming in. Josh Shute, 17. Jet Boxer, 23. Luca Stepic. So 2 Stepics today. Damon, 31. Luca, 32. The outs, Mudara, Kemp and Varasi. For Sacred Heart, 4 changes. Out, Bunotto, Foster, Fox and Bruin. Coming in, Cooper Brinkworth, Ethan Moore, Hunter Window, already been busy, and also called Tristan Karkuro.
So tap down. Now clearing... So long ball down the line, tap down, Brandon Smith, he clears, Brinkworth, the handball just goes straight out of bounds, last disposal rule, as can't really see from down here.
Yeah, we have a blind spot.
Rostrevor bench is in the way, short to Bradford. Bradford's been busy this season. Here's a good right boot, although this one intercepted by Dewhurst. Luke Dewhurst, he goes backwards to Noble, one of the Archies in round 4. He goes short out to Gloyus. Now they have the running space. Gloyus is still going. Now he goes down into the far side. Well done by Best to get it to the ground. Handballed out. Duke moves now. Inside Co. What can Co do? He goes inside 50. Down towards the goal square. Falls short though. Bouncing footy. No one can grab it. Now Crumb. And, nearly there. But Ben Maroney just couldn't quite add to his 11 goal tally for the year.
So after that first inside forward 50, Alex, Rocks have barely seen it their side of centre. Sacred Heart have done very well to keep it in their half of the field, and it's already got 1 goal, but they seem content. We're just going to keep containing it down here until we get a major. Rocks are going to have to get a little bit creative how they clear it. It's with Patrick Dawson at the moment. Outer side seems popular. There's a key man in Finn Wakeling, kicked 4 goals the last time I was here. Had a shot after the siren that kicked the point the last time Alex was here. In 2 games, certainly the games at home, the 2 of them have been exciting. A win and a loss, both by less than a goal. O'Malley's in the T-saucer, forced to go back. Here's their chance with Butcher on the centre wing. Rocks will go forward to an open man. This is Datrinsky. He wheels around to the hot spot, 30 metres out where there's a pack and there's a clunk. And it is the man, Finn Wakeling, who is a game breaker. Saw that last time they were here. He went in ruck. He came up forward, he kicked goals, and right in the final minute he took a big mark on the goal line to save Rox's day. What chance do you give him, Alex?
Finn Wakeling, I reckon 75% chances. Great contested marks. We saw that go off the side. Well done by Nistriansky to kick it to him.
I'm going to back him too. He's in a hot form from 40 metres out. Has the height. Straight as. The goal umpire only moved to look up. And Rocks, from their first inside 50 in quite some time, have fully converted through Finn Wakeland. It's a 1-point footy game. Some scores around the grounds, which we've got here. Golden Grove leading Glenunga 6-3, 1 straight to 3 behinds. Prince Alfred looking to cause the upset, 2-1-13. Port District 1 behind. Someone's got to win at Payneham. Right now it's the Falcons, 2-1-13. Broadview 2 behinds. And Salisbury North and St. Peter's. Let me do it in the BBC accent. Salisbury North 1, St. Peter's 1.
As we will throw it up once again. This time Carlotto in the ruck. Taps down. Ko was lucky to not give away a free there. And we'll have a second bounce through Carlotto. So Carlotto and Wakeland. Wakeland taps down. Lanzoni kicked 3 the last time I was here. And I predicted him to be their leading goal kicker for the season with 22 goals. James Butterworth leading best player for 18 votes of my predictions for them. And another throw up. Carlotto this time taps down. Can't soccer off the ground with more. And now they cleared transfer. 1-on-1. Couldn't win that was Bradford. Ooh. And Steppage got taken high. He has a thumping boot. Lucas Steppage, I've seen him once previously. And he can definitely kick this. It's well within his range.
Well, you're 1 for 1 on the set shots. What's the prediction for this one?
I reckon this will just drift right. He'll hook it too much.
Okay.
But
so no breeze to speak of. This is a true indication of kicking range.
Anything could happen though. So Lucas Steppage, kick from around 50. And it's going close. It's going very close. But a mark on the goal line. Very well done by Carlotto. He's had a flaming start.
Yeah, I reckon that carried the full distance, just didn't get over the players on the goal line, and Alex Carlotto was a tall target to get over. The clearance is on the wing already. Hot footy to get. O'Malley stood his ground better, has picked up. Here comes Rocks on the rebound. Demetrius into the pocket. Looking for Boxer. It will be picked up instead by Gluius. Ball in dispute on the 50 at the moment. Umpire will come in. He's circling. He's waiting. He says, well, they're not going to get rid of it. I'll come in and sort you all out. It's 14 minutes gone of the first quarter. You're watching BDR Excavation Division 1 footy thanks to Filming Footy.
Now tap down. Ko will just get the clearance out. Hildyard can't do anything with it. As Bo McRae, the skipper, waiting to come on, waiting for his substitution. Connor Butcher and Alex Carlotto leading their team so far. So a free kick will be awarded by the far umpire, which will go the way of Ethan Moore. So Ethan Moore going to look for options.
He's got
options are plenty. He's got Gloyous behind him, but he'll opt to go forward. So Moore advances. Maroney stands there, best, tap down, and dragging it in. No, Sacred Heart, get it out. Now they can run. They can run just a bit. Can't pick up. Was Lorb. Lorb now picks it up. Now it drifts outside. Window, back to Lorb. Back to Lorb. And, just drifts right, Elijah Lorb. He's also had a few touches and a minor score to start this game. And Rostrevor will now kick in.
So on the Kieran Yoketsu scoreboard, 15 gone. Sacred Heart 1. Should be 1-2-8, or was that their first behind? 1-1-7, Rocks 1 straight 6. The Grand Pillows will sort that out at game's end. Rocks ball, back pocket. Long kick to the centre wing. Again, very quick rebound. This is with Coe from 45. Sights up the goal. Finds a target in Moroney. Only problem is the angle might be a challenge.
He'll still get this, I reckon.
He's had a couple. He was going Stevie J, then faced full on. Now he's back to the Stevie J kick around the corner.
Well, this could be 1 out of 4 goals that I predicted him for.
And that has missed. Sacred Heart have their third behind. Scoreboard did update in the end. It is 1-3-9 to Shock. 1 straight 6 to Rocks.
Commentator's curse there from me.
Get used to it. One day, young Alex, I'll teach you the reverse commentator's curse. Then you'll be really dangerous.
So Short now to Best. He was second best on ground in round 2. Wearing number 22. As this time he'll stay on the broadcast side. Lanzoni stands under it. McCormack and Co. And now they can go. And no free kick paid. Handballed. And it's going to be a Sacred Heart free kick going the way of Brandon Smith. He goes into the corridor. Bad option. Wakeland's there. Co recovers. Outside from Sanderson. And now they can run the switch game and do. Brinkworth over the top. Lorb's there. And chasing is Bradford. Bradford ends up tackling him. And recovered now by Nistriansky. So Matty Nistriansky gets pinged. I was not expecting that to come. Tries to hold in the ball and nearly a 25-metre penalty. But no, Sacred Heart will have the advantage now. And they can go short and they can go fast. So this is Keel. Cameron Keel. He's going to look for options inside 50. Guy, he's running good 15 metres. Inside. Great intercept mark. And now Rostrevor will go on the counter.
Yeah, it is Finn. I was about to say that looks like Finn Wakeland. Wasn't he shooting for goal earlier and kicked one? He's doing a lot of work to get that deep in defence to then be that deep up forward. Rocks ball. Time on not too far away, just a 2-goal quarter, so probably shouldn't go too long. So far, the home team, the underdogs, keeping with the undefeated Sacred Heart Old Collegians. Round 7, so halfway point of the season, a couple of weeks away. The thing about Rocks is they played a lot of close games this year. As Carlotto in ruck, that'll be a challenge for any opponent, but Rocks will get the clearance and they'll get an inside 50 kick. And is it something downfield? It probably is irrelevant because the mark was taken by Bradford. And he just got a little bit of separation. What's happening here? More whistles. Is that that's a yellow card that's come out. Now, my understanding of the yellow card is that you get to take a rest, but you can be replaced. So who got yellow carded? Is it Tran?
Tran it certainly is. So
transfer off, and the kick, well, with that, it's been reversed. That's one that Damien Boots is going to have a think about. Have a talk about at quarter time, I'm sure.
Co, who go out to the far side. So yes, that was transfer with that yellow card. Haven't seen that in my 6-game Adelaide Footy League career commentating. No. So now
you don't want to see too many of them. You get 2 in a game and you have a bit longer time off.
It's like soccer, no red cards hopefully in my career that I'll see as Dewhurst advances forward. Who will crumb this? Hildyard, he is bursting with speed, and now they go forward and intercepted by Best once again. Darcy Best outside to shoot, and in for Rostrevor, a good in as well. So number 17 will go forward to Steppich, Damon Variety. So the umpire asks Boyle, the season permit for Sacred Heart, to step back, and he does. Short to Lanzoni, kicked 3 captain's goals in round 2 in that narrow 1-point loss in round 2. So Lanzoni forward, a great intercept mark by the round 4 Archie's winner, Bradley Noble, the big Rutland. I'm not sure if he's in for 80% of ruck time so far, but Sanderson, he's solid down in the half-back line, except that kick wasn't as solid. So Wharton, he has Butterworth central, but instead he'll go forward 50. Wakeland, step pitch, Crumming, Lanzoni. I thought he got taken high there, but it'll be a ball up. Yeah. There won't be much time left in this quarter. There's 21 minutes gone, and it's only a 2-goal quarter. Ball up, Bradley Noble, tap down, Moore, handball out. Now they can clear through Window. Window goes forward, but winning will be O'Malley. O'Malley gets wrapped up, and now they can go Coe. Streaming back is Kylotto. He has the run back, smothered. Maroney gains his own kick. He handballs over the top. Boyle handballs back, Window. He goes outside, and now they can steady. No, Simons opts to go fast, and he kicks it. Clayton Simons kicks his first of the game, and he adds to the Kirito Getsu scoreboard, and now Sacred Heart have a 9-point lead.
I thought for a moment that Sacred Heart had butchered it, and that smother from Mead may have cost Sacred Heart a goal, because there was certainly an open chock player in the goal square, but managed to recover, finally open Clayton Simons. And if Clayton Simons is open, he will punish his 3rd goal of the season. Local lad, down Sacred Heart Way, played for the Brighton Bombers, and also, surprise, given his football heritage, played some time at Glenelg, or in the Glenelg system, as have many of the team in the double blue this afternoon. So with that, a game high for my 9-point lead. It's shocked by 9 points.
So now inside, Sacred Heart will or will not get the clearance. Wharton forward, Bradford Specky, no, and that will be a push in the back, and Steppich could have gone there. Instead it will hit his back. So this will be Hildyard. He'll go forward, and he goes down the centre of the ground. Noble looked to handball it back to Hildyard, but no. Instead, he'll kick it back to him. And he has to run on Steppich, and he opts to take it. He can stream in the forward 50. Maroney's under it. Can he get his first? No. Crumming footy, outside, Boyle, snap around the body. No. So it'll be the 4th minor score for Sacred Heart, and sound the siren, Phil. Your margin was 10 points. Yeah, Harry
Ball played 1 central game for the Adelaide Crows so far this season. Has been a regular top-up player, 10-point margin. Good teams play the full quarter to the end. And so Rocks, having kept so close most of the quarter, just starting to fade a little bit. But here they come. Jet Boxer from the centre wing attacking side. Butterworth lurks to be a target. Through the hands of Cooper Brinkworth, the grubber kick needs a bounce and gets the bounce. Pretty sure that's Lanzoni. It is. I know that crumb anywhere. And the Rocks captain has, just as I said, Sacred Heart were running away. Rocks get a big one back with quarter time imminent.
Well, Stefan Lanzoni, he loves to sneak up forward for a cheeky snag, and he just has, without about 500 belts, dribble up. So Lanzoni could be one of the best crummers in the league as Finn Wakeland comes on and goes forward. Butterworth, he's only had 1 touch and 1 clearance in this game so far, the ruck, so he's in due for a big one, and see if he can step it up in this 3 quarters. Butterworth, he does tap down this time. Now they can go. Wharton down the centre, Wakeland getting bodied by Smith, and all over it is Sanderson. Outside to Simons, the 2nd latest goal kicker. 4 single goal kickers in this footy game, and none multiple. So it'll be a boundary throw in on the true centre wing down this broadcast end. Great crowd down here at Campbelltown Memorial Oval in the new Rostrevor built club rooms. So thrown up now, Butterworth and Noble, and there will be a free kick within that play. and it will be going the way of James Butterworth. So he'll get his second touch of this football game. He looks for options with the sun in his eyes, and it's a 25-metre penalty. So now he'll be within his range, maybe no, short, and not the best kick. Wakeland can't take it. And the fans not that happy about that one, but now cleared out by Hildyard. And back with the flight, no mark paid for Will Mead. So can the Rocks clear? No, they won't. And on the true fast and a wing, 26 minutes gone in this quarter, can't be the left.
Good game. 4-point margin, almost 26-minute gone. Two teams that have been in the 5 for most of the season. Rocks 2 losses, both by less than 2 goals. They get the clearance here. Could they take the lead at quarter time? Well, not if Brandon Smith has anything to do with it. Takes the mark in the scoreboard pocket. Who will bring it across to Zach Sanderson? Who's the next man? He's running hard right in front of our broadcast team with today. Phil Hurd and Alex Scoots. That is Window. His kick finds the target, but before shot can go inside 50, the quarter time siren will go. In a game where there ain't much wind, plenty of sunshine, it's the undefeated Sacred Heart Old Collegians 2-4-16, Rostrevor Old Collegians 2 straight 12. Alex, do you have the goal scorers?
I certainly do, and for Rostrevor, Finn Wakeland, one of their best players, kicking one, same with the skipper, Landoni with the captain's goal. And the other way for Sacred Heart, Clayton Simons and Alex Carlotto. We'll go through the best players quickly. Rostrevor, better players for the quarter, Connor Butcher and Finn Wakeland. Butcher, great start to the game. Finn Wakeland, the singular goal kicker. And for Sacred Heart, Brandon Smith, been lethal down the back line, and Alex Carlotto, the player coach, leading the way.
Thanks to Alex. You're with Phil Hurd and Alex Scoots and Sammy giving you the pictures on camera. Hope you're enjoying the Adelaide Footy League. Thanks to Filming Footy. Well done. Good shake in your hand. second quarter. You're with Alex Goots.
So Butterworth taps down now. Sacred Heart get the first clearance through Ethan Moore, and an intercept mark to start off the quarter by the Rocks. So now forward through Dimtice, and a tapping ball. No one can really claim it. Spoiling Footy. Now Sacred Heart can go through Moore over the top. Bouncing Footy, Lorb out to Window. Handballs out. Butterworth with a good tackle. Now go inside 50, and the Rocks will go forward once again.
Tulio DeMatteis in the scoreboard pocket. Happy for a short kick to a teammate right by the boundary. Little bit of indecision, but eventually it plays the percentages by the boundary. Free kick given the way of Rocks. So slowly but surely, I think this might be Ryan Lim who has it on the outer side. Not exactly in a hurry at the moment, the Rostrevor defenders. Usually I comment, well, that's because they don't have the breeze, or they really should hurry up because they do have the breeze, but nobody has the breeze today because the breeze is not here. Intercept marked by Shocks will go the way of Dewhurst, and Sacred Heart will load up and go forward again.
Simons outside to the skipper McRae, over his head. Too much oomph on that one. And now from in will be O'Malley.
Oh, that's a matchup, by the way. O'Malley, Soul and veteran of Rocks up against Bo McRae. That is one I'm going to keep an eye on for the rest of the game.
So now running out was Lim. So he switched wings, and now they go forward. Sanderson back with the flight. He's had a few intercept marks early, and now he switches out. Lorb, they have runners. They can go forward, chasing, and a great intercept mark by Damon Stepich. So Stepich now going to look for options, and we'll go central. Lenzoni, that's well done. Now he can go forward, transfer. McCormack is all on his own in the 50, along with Wakeland. If transfer won it, which he didn't, and he ends up tackling Darcy Gloyers.
Wow, that was all set up. We could see it lined up, and you would have seen it too at home, folks, that transfer was by himself. He had a loose Rocks player up forward. Just the kick slightly overcooked. Stoppage, but it's transfer on the recovery with the clearing kick inside 50, and now he's found the target. So in the end, it will be a shot on goal for Rostrevor Old Collegians. This, by the way, is for the lead. Trailing by 4 points at the first break. It's going to be in the hands of Joshua Shute, who didn't play last week, A's or B's. He has kicked 1 goal from his 4 games. Been in the best players 3 of the 4 times. Aims to the right and sneaks it in. Rocks have kicked 2 in a row. Shoot his first for the day, and the home team in front. What I'll do quickly is I'll give some scores around the grounds. Updated, we've got Payneham Norwood Union leading Broadview by 27 points in a game. Falcons, that's 31. I've got Glenunga 4-3-27, Golden Grove 1-1-7, quarter time lead by 20 points. Prince Alfred and Port District separated by 1 point in favour of the Redmen. And Salisbury North and St Peters. Salisbury North at home, 1 goal, 6. St Peters Old Collegians 2-2. That's a 2-point lead to Spock. So 3 of those games, including ours, less than a goal in it at the first break. Payneham and Glenunga, with 20-point plus leads.
Tap down, Butterworth, inside, and it'll be a second bounce, as now we have 5 individual goal kickers for both respective teams combined. So Butterworth and Noble both go it. And Rostrevor will get the clearance, and coming in late was the Shocks, and then second, they kind of shocked the Rostrevor, the Rocks there. So it'll be a throw up once again. Butterworth and Noble. Butterworth down. Who's going to pick it up? Co does. Then gets pushed over by transfer. Nedzoni clears. Bouncing Footy. Who is going to the advantage of? Wakeland chasing with Dewhurst. Dewhurst in front position. And Wakeland with a good slamming tackle. So the umpire didn't really signal anything there, but assuming it will be a ball up, and it will. So thrown up now. It'll be Wakeland and Noble. Wakeland aiming for the boundary and then bumped over by Wakeland.
So throw in. 5.5 gone. Just the 1 goal kicked. That was by Rocks. So the scoring end of the 5 goals, 3 to the right, 2 to the left, on a game which is pretty even Stevens in terms of conditions and enjoyed by a good crowd. The balcony is filled up nicely here at what we call the Chateau. And down at ground level, the past players, volunteers, officials tent doing a roaring trade as the stories from yesteryear get bigger and better. Meanwhile, Harry Boyle has it defensive centre wing, centres the ball with Lewis, who's been a key mover and shaker for the team this year, ex-Plimpton Bulldog player, my junior club. Lewis's kick through quite a few hands, must have been a real hot footy. And in comes Captain McRae to lay the tackle on Swanbury. A stoppage right in front of us. Cameraman Sammy, I'm Phil Herden, and your caller, Alex Coates.
So this will be Noble tapping down to the advantage of skipper McRae, holding free, going the way of McRae. So 55 from home, won't have the journey. Instead he just launches it to the goal square. Who is there? Bringing down Maroney, barging through a few. McAuliffe around the corner! No! He just missed it. But all the players were celebrating. Not sure if that was the right call though. But anyways, it all matters up to the umpire. DeMatteis outside. May receive the ball back. He won't. So the Rocks have options. Play on. Now attacking is Lord. Gone near the goal square there. A bit of a hospital footy. So now O'Malley on the ball. The big man. He has shoot outside. But no. He goes short. Bouncing footy. Another best of kicks. Agnew outside. Over the top. McAuliffe. And Boyle. He shoves off one. And can't shove a second. And it'll be out of the full. Well, it doesn't really matter if I'm being honest. So, well, all it does matter is has to step back his Lovelock, and now the Rocks can look for options.
Yeah, surprise Sacred Heart didn't make Rocks. That was a terrible kick in for Division 1. Lucky they didn't pay with it. That's the strength of Noble. Unfortunately, he then banged on the boot on the footy, kicked it too far, out of bounds on the full. So the second boundary infringement will give Rocks the ball. Just a little bit under siege at the second. They have the lead by 1 point, 3 straight. A little bit inaccuracy from Shock at the moment, 2 goals, 5. Lanzoni gets it, puts it into space. Just a couple of players at forward 50. It's a Sacred Heart free to Zach Sanderson, defensive edge of the centre square. Sanderson looks up, kicks it straight towards us, looking for Simons. That's a good grab under pressure. Had a runner, ignored him. The worm burner kick is going to set a challenge for McRae, who was up to it. Back to Simons now. He's tackled straight away by Butcher. Umpire says all of that was all okay by me. Swanbury, Butterworth, transfer, moving it quickly to Rocks. Little kick from Nitrinsky. Transfer. He's heading for the umpire. Actually, he's heading for a teammate. And that's Luca Stepik. He wastes no time to be introduced for the set shot for the goal square. There's a grab. That's Wakeland. Beautiful transition, Alex. Some real highlight play there. Quick movement and a chance for Wakeland to finish the job.
Wakeland will land this 110%.
The question is, will he lob it on the road?
Well, will it hit a car? An easy goal for Wakeland. So now he has 2 out of the 3 that I predicted. So he advances to 11 on the year.
Do you get a bonus point if your prediction is reached by half-time?
Well, I'm not sure, but...
A bit like the cricket. You know, the
Yeah.
one-day cricket where if you get the score, you win. If you get it in 40 overs, you get a bonus point. Can be useful at the end of the season if you've got to sort these things out. Anyway, 7-point lead. Is it just my observation, Alex? Look, Sacred Heart are having probably more of the football, but Rock's forward efficiency has been excellent. 4 goals from probably limited chances in this game.
Tap down with Butterworth, and Sacred Heart may get the clearance, no. Transfer, short, handball, out to shoot. He goes inside, Steppage can't. Steppage goes for the second lick of the ice cream. Glorious, push out more. Now they can go smothered. Smith's handball was smothered. So transfer. What's he going to do now? Handball over the top. Punch by his own teammate. Sacred Heart can go on the counter attack now. Around this ball is Lovelock. He crumbs and picks it up. And cleared out by Will Mead. And to be marked. So got options inside. Lenzoni gives Glorious a little nudge. Lenzoni can go back again. No. Window over the top. That was a throw. It certainly was. And I saw that before he even threw it.
I think everybody saw that, including the umpire.
So Connor Butcher now. He had a great start to the first term. And now could add a goal to his name.
Hasn't kicked a goal this season.
As we just got that statement there is Butcher to continue their perfect accuracy. Doesn't sneak in. No, it doesn't. So they won't continue that perfect tally. Is the St. Peter's vs Glenunga game a couple of weeks ago. Glenunga kicked 10 goals, 0.
Yeah. And there was a Division 4 team that did the same last week. Tend to be the teams that do that. It's very rare, but it's because they don't have enough scoring shots to miss. So more times you end up no behinds, you're on the losing end. It's happened quite a few times Sandford W. But this is Adelaide Footy League. B-Tower Excavation Division 1 and Rocks are going forward again. Stepic heading towards the goal line. It might just cross. Sacred Heart will concede. So having gone a quarter and a bit without a behind, they've now had 2 in the space of a minute. Their lead is extending. It's a game high for Rocks. 4-2-26, Sacred Heart 2-5-17. That's on the Kirin Hyoketsu scoreboard.
So Sacred Heart now in possession of the footy. Lorb gets it back. And he'll go backwards to Brandon Smith. Now he bombs it high up and under. God, let's reach the light post. And, big body by Steppich. So, taking this kick outside to the advantage of Brinkworth. Cooper Brinkworth advances inside 50. Simons can't punch his O'Malley. Going back. Handballed out. Nistriansky. Maroney picks it up and gets the tackle. So 14 minutes in the second term, the Rocks with a 9-point lead, and they'd want to sound the siren now. Sacred Heart, they always come out storming in the second half. So thrown up, Carlotto taps down, handballed out, McRae can't, and no holding the ball paid. So crashed out by the Rostrevor players. Stepping, I thought that could have been a collision there. And I think that's what all the fans thought, including you, Phil. And Lenzoni can't pick the ball up. The fans are still going crazy. High up and under. Who's going to get in possession of this? Glorious went about 3 taps of it. Handballed over the top. And grabbed was Baldwin. He goes backwards. Cleared out. And bouncing footy, window, crashing through, Mead can advance, has Wakeland, Steppich, Wakeland's all by himself, now he can go, Wakeland! Can he go 3 out of 3?
Wow, how about winning that ball in the middle by Mead? That absolutely set up the goal, and it was a really good idea to not go straight to Wakeland, but to go to the right, which left one Sacred Heart defender having to be in two places at once. Wakeland did find himself. I thought with the kick, he's miskicked it, but Wakeland has such ability and speed. He went from behind the man to in front. Now it's a shot to get your bet.
Finn Wakeland, it goes out right. So 2 goals, 1.
The pressure.
Yeah, the pressure of making that 3 goals. So could have ticked 1 out of my 6 big calls off. And now kicking in will be the Shocks.
10-point margin. For the second straight week, Rocks challenged early. They were in the first quarter by Prince Alfred last week. Came back in the second quarter in a game that did have a strong breeze blowing all day. Had a couple of games where they've won where it's been less than a kick. So it's not like they have dominated the competition. They have just found a way to win from a whole host of different positions. Harry Boyle, pretty much in the middle of Campbelltown Memorial Oval, finds Captain McRae with the short kick. A long one here will put it in scoring territory. That's where he goes, looking in the co-direction. Spills 2 in front square. Whistle's gone. Players ignored it for a moment. And it will be a free kick going the way of Damon Stepic, who's got my favourite player. He was the match winner, kicked the winning goal for Rocks in their come-from-behind win against PAC. They've had 2 really good come-from-behind wins, Rocks, which is why they've got a 4-2 record.
Wakeland couldn't quite get the run and jump at it. Handballed back more. Snaps around the body. Bouncing footy. Picked up by Agnew. Agnew high up and under. Chasing Noble. No. Crumming kills around it. And bombed out by Stepich. Box is there. Agnew picks it up. He's still holding the footy. And it'll be a throw up. Sacred Heart looking to narrow down the lead to 4 points. So it'll be Kylotto and Butterworth in the ruck, the coach and the leading best player. So Hildyard wrapped up by 2 big Rostrevor players, Wharton and the skipper, Stefan Lanzoni. Ball up again. Butterworth, the best player in the comp so far, taps down. He picks it up. And can't check it on his boot was Lim. Now Sacred Heart can advance. They get the inside 50. Kylotto, he picks it up. Slammed to the ground by Lim.
Well, so far this quarter, Sacred Heart have kicked 1 behind. Rocks have kicked 2 goals, 3. To take a 4-point deficit, make it a 10-point lead. Holding the ball is the call. Here's a chance for Sacred Heart Old Collegians. It's with Harrison Boyle. Too far out to score. Man on the mark about 52 metres out. Boyle like a little golf chip shot. Front square is Simons. Tries to find a lane and does. He is the finisher, Clayton Simons. He is the first multiple goal scorer for Sacred Heart Old Collegians. He's got 2 of the 3. And just like that, we're back to a 4-point margin.
So Simons narrowed down that lead. Now it's 4 points, and they will look to get the first centre clearance of this bounce.
19 gone, time on not far away. Just around the grounds, Paynham are 8-2-50, Broadview are 5 behinds in the battle to get the first win. Glenunga and Golden Grove, 2 strugglers as well, Glenunga particularly. They're leading at home, 7-4-46, Golden Grove 4-1-25. The close one was Prince Alfred and Port District. Ditters have kicked away 7-5-47 to 3-3-21. I'll give you Salisbury North's game shortly.
Glorious. Now they can go forward. Leading is Boyle. Good punch. Outside Butcher, Khan, Lorb. Now they can head forward. Boyle. Keels around and so is Maroney. No, he can't. Maroney slams it on his left boot. Bouncing footy. Picked up. McRae's around it. And Transfer picks it up. Outside. Who wants that too? And now they can go. Corey with a great tackle. on Nisriansky to go back to that Salisbury
Just
North.
around the grounds, St Peter's 4-4-28 leading Salisbury North. 2 goals, 8-20. Spock by 8.
So inaccuracy for Salisbury North. Now Rostrevor can go forward. Bradford, Steppich, and Smith, and it'll be out of bounds. So it should be a second half free kick, and it certainly is. So 20-25 now on the clock. Year matches the clock. So Agnew outside. Dewhurst. He's going to go forward out to the far side. Bouncing Footy for Window. He gets tackled. Now the Rocks can go short to Lanzoni. He will line up for his second of the game.
Lanzoni kicked a absolutely critical, got a clearance, snapshot in the game against Salisbury North in their big comeback. Normally known as a live wire up forward. This time it's a set shot. We'll see how he goes. Kicked 30 goals last season. 8 already coming into today and 1 already on the scoreboard.
To join Wakeland and Simons, multiple goal kickers of the game. Umpire shuffles, and it'll be a minor score, as I did predict him to have 22 goals this year. And
How many predictions have you done?
quite a few.
Quite a few.
I just counted. I have done 12.
12, alrighty.
And the records being Sacred Heart go 15-3, and they'll win the grand final against St Peter's. And Rostrevor will go 12-5 and will lose in the round before the grand final to Sacred Heart.
Alright. A man prepared to put his reputation on the line. As Rocks go forward, Tommy McCormick has taken the mark. We're going to ride it right home here, your filming footy crew. This is, when a close game, every kick is big. 22-minute mark. A 5-point margin becomes a game high 11, at least from the Rocks side of the equation. A miss, and well, it's just a one straight kick game.
Well, right behind us, so we've got a good view.
What's the prediction, Alex?
I did predict him for 3 goals, and he'll be a third of the way up for this.
So he's a bit behind schedule, so he's probably got to kick this one for you. Probably be about 45 metres out, no breeze to deal with. You're right behind it on filming footy. He stepped to the right. Will the kick go to the right? Yes, it will. It's so often you see that he lined up, and we could see it, to kick it to the right side of the goalpost, and that's exactly where it went.
Well, I thought it was going to come back as it came off his boot, but it didn't. And fast lead from Window. And he's got fast. They opted to go there. McCormack. Transfer. Got tackled by McRae, and he's high. Xavier Transfer had a goal with 10 seconds left opportunity in their round 2 game, but kicked it to a contested pack instead off of the inside of his boot, and Finn Wakeland marked that. But this definitely won't happen this time. It's nowhere near the 4th quarter, and just to make it a 2-goal lead, Xavier Transfer for his first of this footy game.
Well, he's been in the thick of it. The good, the bad, and the ugly. This could be the good.
So Transfer on his left boot should nail it. No, it's
Maybe
gone out
not.
to the right. Can Rostrevor's accuracy cause them to lose again? They kicked 9 goals, 16 in round 2, so let's hope for them, but they don't follow that.
Yeah, a chance to put a bit of a buffer between them and the league leaders. Gone begging so far, and it looks like Sacred Heart are going to get a chance to go forward. It's with the captain coach. He's probably thinking about, where do I kick this ball and what am I going to say at half time? That's the dilemma when you're doing 2 things at once. Nice jump, nice grab. I think that was probably Best, who's found DeMatteis between the 50-metre arc and the centre square. Back from whence it came. Looking in the direction of one of the Stepic lads. Simons with the pick-up. Best waits for it, takes a grab. That's your half-time siren. A very entertaining game in the BTR Excavations Division 1 contest. It was Sacred Heart unbeaten, leading by 4 points at quarter time, At half-time, it was Rocks leading by 7, and to be honest, it could have been more. That quarter going 24 minutes and 46 seconds. What we'll do, Alex, you want to just quickly go through the goal scorers and in about 20 seconds your best players, then we'll take a half-time break.
Certainly can. As the skipper, Landoni with 1, joined by Joshua Shute and Finn Wakeland, the only Rostrevor multiple goal scorer with 2. And for Sacred Heart, Clayton Simons with 2 of the 3 and Carlotto with the other 1. And best players so far for the half, Rostrevor, Finn Wakeland and Connor Butcher. And for Sacred Heart, Zachary Sanderson, Brandon Smith and Alex Carlotto.
Scores are correct. It's a 7-point Rocks lead at the main break. That's on the Kieran Hyoketsu scoreboard as the home team comes off next to the volunteers and past players tent, giving some raucous support. Big second half coming up. We'll come back to it after the break. You're watching the Adelaide Footy League, thanks to Filming Footy. Welcome back. Beautiful day. If you're not in Adelaide today, you are missing out. Missing out on a pretty good footy game as well here at Campbelltown Memorial Oval. It is Rocks leading Sacred Heart, undefeated Sacred Heart Old Collegians by 7 points. Some other scores around the ground. Glenunga have one win. They're on their way to their second. They lead Golden Grove 9-5-59. Golden Grove 4-1-25. That's a 34-point lead at the main break. Prince Alfred Port District was pretty much tied at quarter time. Prince Alfred, though, 3-3-21, trail Port District 7-8-50. Ditters in the lead by 29 points. Good news for Broadview fans. You've kicked a goal. Now you're 1-5-11, trailing Paynham 8-3-51. The Falcons, 40-point lead at the main break, looking for their first win. And in a pretty big game up at Hawke Park, Salisbury North, who started with 1 goal 6, and now 3 goals 8. That's 26, trailing Spock, possibly the surprise packets of this season. Spock a 7-4-46, so a 20-point lead. Suffice to say, 7 points. Alex Coots, we have the close one. What are your thoughts?
Well, I don't know if my tip's going to be right. Second up by 16, but they are the best second half team in the league, so we'll see what they can do. Ben Moroney yet to score, so I predicted him for 30 goals in the season. And Bo McRae, the captain, he's having a nice start. Printed him for 15 best player votes in the year. James Butterworth might even be getting tagged, who knows. He's had a very quiet start, he hasn't recorded a best player vote so far in this game, as both the teams are warming up. I'll go through the goal kickers. Finn Wakeland with 2, Joshua Shute with 1, and same as Stephen Lanzoni, so that wraps up Rostrevor. And Sacred Heart terms, Clayton Simons with 2 and Alex Carlo with 1.
I'd like to thank our sponsors, which of course include Filming Footy, Sports Interactive, Classic Clashes, custom by ORTC, High Five e-bikes, Dartfish Footy Stats, Art Cheese, and I've got a pair of those to give away today, Jags Meatworks, Kimberley Resorts, the Gully Hotel, which we will be giving away a hotel voucher at Game's End, and of course all our scores today, and there's been quite a few of them, are on the Kirin Hyoketsu scoreboard. Hello, yes. So Alex, you are not afraid to give a prediction now that you've seen these two for a half. What's your thoughts on the third quarter?
I reckon the second half will come out storming and possibly even go on a 3 to 4 goal run sometime in the third term. So beware for them to come out storming in the third term, the premiership quarter. And I reckon there'll be whoever wins this quarter will win the game.
It's interesting how they line up attacking-wise. Sacred Heart are the number 1 attacking side, 86 points per game. They've only got 23 at the first half. Defensively, ranked 4th with 61 points conceded. That's only a 24-point difference. For Rocks, their attack not so good, 65 points, actually less than that. They're ranked 6th, but defensively is Rock's strength, ranked 3rd in the league in terms of scored allowed. You'd probably say on the basis that we've only had a 7-goal first half in perfect conditions. You cannot get more perfect conditions than this is being played on Rocks' terms.
Well, no wind, no rain. What else could you want? Perfect conditions for a footy game, as at the first bounce, the 2 Rocks will be James Butterworth and Bradley Noble, as it will now commence. So, umpire will throw it up as siren will sound to start this third term at this lovely Campbelltown Memorial Oval, and Noble will get the first tap down. Crumbing with Sacred Heart, Lorb outside, Lanzoni trying to tackle, McRae gets it out, bouncing footy, Rostrevor may get the first goal. Butcher could have socketed it off the ground there, selecting to pick it up. Brinkworth ducks into a tackle head high, and it will be a ball up, favouring Rostrevor here, so got a Butterworth and Noble in the ruck once again. Butterworth taps it into Noble's hands. Rolling footy. Smothered. Lanzoni now. Over the top transfer! Yeah! Xavier transfer finds his feet and gets his first of this game.
Well, if you give Lanzoni and Tranfer both space at the same time, good luck defending the scoreboard. That was just the beautiful finish, and hopefully we rode it home. Would have enjoyed that. Certainly the locals here did. Big first goal. Suddenly it is a game-high 13-point lead to Rostrevor Old Collegians, who since quarter time have kicked 3 of the first 4 goals. So that one, Rocks kicked the first goal in the first minute. That one took about 1 minute 15. All came out of the first centre clearance of the game, resulting in a major. They're trying to get a second. They'll get it. This is through shoot to the top of 50, to the back of the pack. Wakeland trying to hand pass it out. Holding on. Wakeland's going to get a free. It'll test his range, but he can kick them from here. Here's your chance, Alex, for the 3.
The 3 out of 3
get him in a half.
Off of the free.
Yeah. All off a free. Okay.
So, Finn Wakeland, can he find his 3rd of the game? Probably leading the Archies Thongs right now. And we'll wait to find out. Finn Wakeland comes in for 50 out. Oh my! Oh my! Finn Wakeland, remember that name. He has 3 on the game, and that's one of my predictions, done and dusted.
Well, upset alert is on. 19-point lead to Rocks against the undefeated Shock. Not that Sacred Heart are out of it by any stretch, but it's just the conversion. We don't have a live inside 50 count, but I can tell you, based on the first half, Sacred Heart Old Collegians would have a pretty impressive lead in that stat. Rocks, though, this quarter are 2 for 2.
And high tackle now going the way of Wharton? No, Noble. So Bradley Noble in the centre circle, in the mini centre circle. Short, and well done to get in there late. So McRae outside, streaming with speed with Hildyard. Butterworth back with the fly, and that is why he's leading the league in the best player votes. And it's very short, not 15. Maroney picks it off. Tapped over the top, will it bounce out? Unlucky for him, it does, and Glorious and more will wait to come on.
Well, almost catastrophe. Rocks, who have serious momentum on their side. If you want to get rid of momentum, you've got to have a turnover in that particular part of the field. Very lucky Maroney couldn't gain possession, because that would have probably been an easy goal had he have done so. But it is Rocks. They're certainly getting the clearances at the moment. High kick in the Wakeland direction. Certainly giving Sanderson the task. Push in the back. Sacred Heart ball. Goes the way of Brad Agnew. Onto McRae. There's a loose Shock player on the outer side. Now, Simons. Wormburner inside 50. That is a beautiful pass. And he's picked up Ben Maroney. Is there something about Maroney getting a goal? Is that one of your predictions?
Predicting him for 4. Yeah,
no, okay. Okay. So, every long journey starts with a first step, and if you're going to kick 4, you need to kick your first.
Well, last week, Lachlan Pascoe against Payton, 25 touches and 9 goals, all came in the second half.
This one is going to be touched. Just for a minor moment, I thought, did anyone get a finger on that? They did. Now they're behind to Sacred Heart. They go to 3-7. That is 25. Rostrevor, Old Collegian, 6-6, 42. Margin, a straight 3 goals.
Well, as I mentioned before, Lachlan Pascoe had all 9 of his goals against Payton last week in that 81-point win. He kicked 9 all in the second half with 25 touches. Back to the action. McCormack couldn't do anything. Agnew Forward Noble gives off the quick handball. Hildyard, long ball inside 50. Maroney, no. Crumbing now, over the top, Lovelock. Oscar Lovelock. Crumbing now, Lorb. Yes! No, he's hit the post. The opposite post that Finn Wakeland hit in round 2 to, unfortunately for them, lose the game was Sacred Heart, and now 3-7 on the scoreboard.
Looking for the transfer direction. He's got it now. Under pressure. Somehow got the hand pass out. Lim is wrapped up. He's not escaping Co. Holding the ball. Sacred Heart are doing a good job of just wrapping this up around the half forward flank. Now keep peppering until they get it through the big white sticks. 2 goals in the first quarter, 1 in the second. Trying to get their first in the third. Big pack. Kick out of the pack by Rocks towards the boundary line. First to it will be Lorby. Lorb, he's tackled and gets the hand pass out. I'm not sure how far that lad travelled in window, but deemed to be okay. Got it to Hildyard. He sort of didn't go 10 metres in any particular direction. Hildyard's kick. Good clunk by a defender. And that is Jet Boxer. Sacred Heart are attacking, but for the moment, Rocks are hanging on as Shock try and get it at forward 50.
Inside. Now a big torp outside. Anderson records its 5th intercept mark of the game. Agnew.
Do it about the 12-13 minute mark, halfway through the quarter.
So the number 4 for Shocks goes inside 50. Run and jump is Lorb. Great mark. I should know that. Sorry, that's Karkuro. Been very, very, very quiet this game. I don't know if he's had even a touch. But this will be his first. Kick 3, and they all came in the first quarter against Golden Grove and Broadview.
Well, the first record I have of Kukara playing for Sacred Heart, Collegians, was Division 7 in 2012. He's played 157 games for this club.
Karkuro, it's drifting right, not enough. It'll be over the line, and well, it's a great stat. In 12 or 13 years, Sacred Heart have gone from Div 7 all the way up to Div 1, and now they are undefeated, looking to start 7-0.
So it's with Rocks, Fly. Oh, it's going to end up being a free. There might have been a push. That's going to be 25 because Sacred Heart didn't play the whistle. Probably because Sacred Heart thought the whistle was their side. Let's go advantage, and it wasn't. Can only assume it was a push in the back free because it couldn't have been for the mark. So that's looks like a pretty decent 25 as well. Looks like Wakeland again. He's here, he's there, he's everywhere. Centre wing goes towards Lanzoni, crashes the pack, and in the end it's going to end up at the knees of McCormick. Ball up. So on the Kieran Hiekatsu scoreboard, Rock 6-6-42, Sacred Heart 3-8-26, 12 scoring shots to 11, but the league leaders are a little inaccurate thus far, as that is tapped out of bounds. It wasn't by a hand pass, it wasn't by a kick, it wasn't a disposal. It can't be deliberate in this competition. That means, Alex, it's a throw-in.
Well, Sacred Heart are normally accurate. Today they're not. So, clearing outside Wakeland! And it hit the floor, the umpire deemed. Fans, they argued that, but about 20 Rostrevor umpires can't overturn the one field umpire around that contest. So it would have been throw up, brought up with the body by Noble, taking over Carlotto in the ruck. Carlotto played the first few minutes in the ruck of the game, and Noble has basically taken over, and nothing else has changed. You
mentioned the accuracy, Alex. The Sacred Heart in their 6 games this year, 13-10, 8-9, 11-6, 17-8, 16-7 and 12-12. Just once with 8-9 have they kicked more behinds than goals this season.
Well, they probably will make it twice now. So, Wakeland down. Crumbing now's Wharton. Lenzoni chucks on his boot. High up and under. Chasing is McCormack. No. And Crumbing. Great goal. Josh shoots. He makes it 22 points. And he gets his second on the day. The fans are going ballistic.
Wow. We're waiting for the shot comeback. What we're getting is Rock starting to put a decent gap between them and the league leaders. It's now at 22 points. Rocks, they're the comeback kings this year. We're going to see how they play in front. But good spread of goal kickers. Wakeland is well on his way to another pair of Archies, having got one from me a couple of weeks ago. Josh Shute with 2, transfer 1, Lanzoni 1. They're winning the centre clearances, so that starts with Butterworth in ruck, although it's McCormick in there at the moment. So you've got the backup rucks. I think you've got McCormick and you've got Noble. Noble with the tap. And it will be another ball up. Keel tackled straight away. Shot gain about 2 metres. Again, Rock's applying the pressure. And what do we got here? We've got a Rocks free to Lanzoni. Tackled without the ball, maybe. We'll go across field to the outer side. Plenty of cases. There's a really big group with a ute that ball's just travelled in towards the direction of. Big grab by one of the Stepics. They haven't been able to tell the difference. Fly by Wakeland. Couldn't pull it in. Now he comes and plays defender and lays the tackle. I think I'm going to be the president of the Finn Wakeland fan club by the time this season's over, Alex.
We'll change the Tom Green fan club to the Finn Wakeland fan club down in Canberra. Now they can go high up and under, out of bounds on the full. So Wakeland, he's had maybe shots to get possibly even 5 so far. So he's now 12 goals on the season and will overtake Ben Maroney, who is equal third. So in goals, so he might go to maybe equal third as well after this game. And a good juggling mark. And they use the switch. O'Malley off a few backward steps. So he's going to look for options. He has a short one. And he opts to go to Mead. So Mead was that short option. He goes central. Well done by McRae. Now they're off. Lob. Or tapped. Just couldn't mark with Keel. Kakuro coming in late. That's holding the ball. Great tackle by Cameron Keel. And he said, you're pinged. So he goes inside 50. Maroney, no. And Window nearly took that mark, but it'll be touched out of bounds off the hand of Best and Damon Steppich.
So unfortunately for boundary umpires to jump the picket fence, need to be careful doing that, and has to jump back because there was nobody in the vicinity to fetch that footy. But he's got it now, takes a few steps inboard and lets loose with the boundary throw. Well, there's a big pack of players. Collado with the tap, looking for Coe. He's got it, he's holding it up. Kind of makes him a target if you think about it. Trying to keep the hands free, I think, was the aim, but that is holding the ball, and it will be with Mead. Mead from the back pocket. From the, I guess, the city pocket, you'd probably say, here up in the northeast, to Butcher. Rox's transition in patches today has been a thrill to watch. This one a little bit more structured. Wakeland! Almost! He's gonna clunk one of those eventually, and it is going to be spectacular.
Well, Finn Wakeland, that was his third specky attempt of the day, and oh my, the fans will go wild if he takes one. Darcy Best took a mark of the week contender before, and Noble's handball got intercepted by Butcher. 2-on-2, Wakeland and Steppich. Well done by Sanderson to get it out. Karkuro around it. Agnew throws it on his boot. Up and under. Coe. Butcher. Transfer. He gets the clearance. Great tackle by McRae. And a push in the back. Advantage. Me. No way. He uses his moves in the goal square. Oh, that's some great defense. No. Free kick. Going the way of Patrick Dawson. And now it's going to be a 28-point margin.
I was about to say, can you give away 25 in that situation, given he's already a metre out? Paddy Dawson has not kicked a goal this season. I reckon he might do the job here.
He certainly will. 120% for this one. And he'll kick it straight into the Christian school. And that has gone over the fence into the car park. Paddy Dawson nails his first. As we hear the car horns honking in the background. Patrick Dawson.
That one's gone to school, which is shut, the Sunrise Christian School at the northern end of this ground.
Kicking his kid off the
Well. Just going back to that, so this quarter, wow. Remember Sacred Heart had all that time up forward. They kicked 3 behinds from that. They've kicked 1 goal for since quarter time. Rocks on 8 goals, 6 this quarter, 3 straight. After being a little inaccurate in the last quarter, kicking 3-6. 17-minute mark, and right now it's a game-high 28-point margin. Spock have got something to chase in the final quarter, although they're probably going to what... actually, no, I don't know. They are going to the scoring end, actually. There's a big collision at forward 50 because these players know each other from school days. Time to renew the rivalry. Shock would be under a little bit of siege. They have not been in this position this late in a game this season. Was Hilliard held on to? That's what I saw, and our umpire concurs. Chance for Spock to settle and try and look at how they're going to get back into this footy game.
Well, the fans, they're going berserk. Intercept mark by DeMatteis. So Tulio DeMatteis. It might go to the forward 50. He has the boot. Wakeland run and jump. Oh, Wakeland with a great tackle on Hildyard. He moves up to 2 votes. So far in the best quarters, he's leading the Archie Stongs. Finn Wakeland and Carlotto. Carlotto wins. Hildyard outside, but it's going to come back in. Will Mead took that mark to get himself out of trouble. Mead inside, Steppage. Coming in late, Sanderson. Bouncing footy through a few hands. Maroney has well done, spun himself out of trouble. Now they go forward, Kakuro. It's well done, Buddy Stransky. And trying to spin himself out was DeMatteis, and a good tackle from Kakuro.
All right. Minute away from time on in the third quarter. I think the third quarter, the premiership quarter, where you set up a win, a bit like moving day in the golf tournament. It is with Maroney, a long way from scoring. He picks out best. He may not be, but he's been pretty good. Denitrinsky. That's a high kick. Who's going to fly? Was Carlotto from the back. McRae has had no room to move today at all. Warden was tackled. McRae got a handball out now. Oh, it was beautifully deflected by Rocks. Just using to think Shocker a chance. Rocks do a great 1%. Get a hand in here, a tackle there, a smother there. By the boundary out of bounds. Not the prettiest footy, Alex, but you can see the way that Rocks are not giving Shock space to move.
Well, Sacred Heart, man, they've had their chances, but they just can't convert. Thrown up, Kailotto down to advantage of Maroney. Moore goes forward, 1-on-1. Noble's down at full forward now, trying to spark them something. And it's DeMatteis. Handball out to the boundary line. That's straight out of the full. Down to the special occasion of the past players, volunteers and officials day. So Gloyous will kick in. Most likely will go into top 50. Instead goes to one of the 2 Bradleys playing in this game. This one's Agnew. So Bradley Agnew, very short, Calm and ready. Window over the top. Kailotto. Can he crumb something? He does. More. Handle over the top. Window. Hunter. Window. Yes. No, it's behind.
No. Touch.
I thought that was going in, but the umpire signalled it behind, and I'm not sure if they came off the finger of Kakuro, but must have. They made up to 4 behinds on the quarter without a goal, and Rostrevor, they're 4 goals, while the second half are 4 behinds.
It's been a really good quarter for the home team. On past players, volunteers and officials day, they're probably into their 7th quarter and are probably at the peak of their performance, so to speak. The kick down the wing. It is another Rocks clearance. They're winning a lot of these one-on-one battles. This is Shoot, who has a goal. Kicks into a vacant pocket. If it spills out of bounds, it'll be last disposal. Or it'll certainly save the boundary umpire a lot of work. Got some Masters footy for the first time last week, Alex, which was over 35 and didn't have it. And the poor boundary umpire was a bit puffed by the end of the day. But it's going to be Sacred Heart ball. I reckon probably about 4 minutes or so left, maybe 5 left in this quarter.
So now Sacred Heart run the switch. Agnew's been solid down in the back line. Over the head of Maroney, Warden, and Sanderson jumps on the pack. Butcher outside. Tranfer, little crow throw to him. He handles it over the top. Free kick, Tranfer. And he gives it to Glorious. And now the drill starts. Yellow card. Darcy Glorious. So he's going to get some time on the bench. And I reckon then Zoney might be off as well. So it'll be a 25.
That's a big
Very
20.
long 25.
That is a long 25.
On the way of Xavier Tranfer.
I reckon Tranfer wasn't that far away from turning it over again, and then a shock player, which I assume was Willius, came in and took him out of the contest. Just wait 10 seconds, and it could have been Sacred Heart ball. This could be absolutely massive, Alex, if Tranfer can make use of this opportunity.
It'll be 33 points. And he's got it. I thought he sprayed it, but that's his second of the game, Xavier Tranfer. So he's a sneaky player and a kicking multiple. And Sacred Heart, we know they're a good last quarter team, but we don't know. Can they come back?
Just had a quick glance at the replay. It was Gluyas who was the initial infringer on a slam tackle. Basically grabbed him, slammed him and threw him down. That's why Gluyas is taking a bit of a calm down session with the yellow card on the sideline. Well, 2 today. Not saying you want to see him, but this is the rivalry between 2 old collegiate teams that in their school days played the intercol match. Back in the middle, Butterworth, another tap. Who will get the clearance though? In the end, it will be a stoppage. Tranfer's been in the absolute thick of it. On the Kieran Hyakitsu scoreboard, Rostrevor Old Collegians 9,660, Sacred Heart Old Collegians 3,927. Sacred Heart goalless in this third quarter, whilst Rocks have added 4. Still on the centre wing, clearance to Sacred Heart, only as far as Ryan Lim. He'll get up. We're talking maybe a couple of minutes left in the quarter. No one coming home with the breeze because, as we mentioned a couple of times, there is no breeze in the Wakeland direction. It will spill. Sacred Heart are away, and so's Alex.
Sacred Heart going to forward 50. Another intercept marked by Best. So, Darcy Best, I know that was Damon Stepich. And now he'll go to the outside. 5 minutes into time on, he's got notified it's 2 minutes, 20 left on the clock. So, they'll opt to go long out to the true centre wing on the far side. And it should be a stoppage here, you'd think. No. And now it will be a boundary throw-in off a touched Footy.
Well, this could be the result heard around the Adelaide Footy League, bar maybe a period early in the first quarter from about the 5 to the 15-minute mark. Sacred Heart looked like they would do what they've been doing all season, but certainly since quarter time, Sacred Heart haven't kicked back-to-back goals. In fact, they've only kicked one goal. A magnificent defensive effort from the hosts on a beautiful day for footy. Shock with the clearance and a bounce. Bouncing kick inside 50. Lorby sends it on to Boyle. Kick around by Lorby. Rock's defence solid. Stepic in there to lay a tackle. And that's not coming out despite the best efforts of Elijah Lorby. Stoppage, 26 and a half gone. Shock 30 metres from goal.
So Kakiro calls that stoppage there. Now they go outside Dawson. And it's bombed out. The barrel went 50. Noble chasing. Yeah. Great soccer kick. And picked up by Brendan Smith. And he gives the don't argue. Off to shoot. And now Noble. So Bradley Noble. Inside 50. Can they find something? Kakiro's around it. Now they can go. Boyle. Handballs out, Keel gets a hat kick away, and now Rostrevor can go through Warden, outside to Baldwin. Bo Baldwin will slow it down, and it's probably only a minute left, if not shorter. So he's called to play on down the far side, tapped. And Rostrevor pick it up through Lim. And it'll be a ball up on the outside. 28 minutes gone in the premiership term.
I'm a conservative guy, Alex, but if I was Rocks right now, I'd just be bottling it up. They don't have to. They've done that, exactly that. And the Ute Brigade on the outer wing show their appreciation. What a quarter by Rostrevor Old Collegians, kicking 4 goals without a miss, holding the undefeated league leaders to 4 behind. They've taken a 7-point halftime Rocks lead and made it 33. I might get you to quickly go through some goal scorers if you can. Thanks, Alex.
Certainly can, as Finn Wakeland has 3. Shoot and transfer with 2 each. And then Dawson and Lanzoni with 1 each, all for Rostrevor, Sacred Heart, Clayton Simons and Alex Kai-Lotto.
Meanwhile, the army of Rocks old players, past players, volunteers are coming out from the tent to get in the huddle and back the young lads home in what would be a big upset and one of the stories of the Adelaide Footy League season. The Ute Brigade are coming across the field. Rocks are going to get a lot of hometown support right now. We're going to take a break. You're with Alex Coots, Phil Hurd and Sammy on camera. You're watching the Adelaide Footy League. Thanks to Filming Footy. the Rocks huddle, a huge army of supporters have come from both sides of the field to get behind the lads, who are certainly doing the job at the moment. On the Kieran Yaketsu scoreboard, 9-6-60 are Rostrevor Old Collegians, 3-9-27 are Sacred Heart. Very quickly, some scores around the other grounds. Glenunga are well on the way to their second victory at Golden Grove's expense, leading by 45 points. Port District's Prince Alfred, a bit of a battle. Port District in front by 14. Payneham well on the way to their first points, 47-point leaders over Broadview. And Salisbury North and St. Peter's don't go anywhere, folks. Despite being inaccurate, Salisbury North are right in it. They trail Spock by 4 points. So, crowd about to make their way off. Don't forget, we'll have the Gully voucher and also the Archie's footwear to give away at game's end. We're just waiting for the fans to clear, including a couple that need to get over the fence. Yep, you can't sit inside the fence. And I think one last straggler on the far side who's showing no sign of hurrying up whatsoever. He's gone through the gate. I think we're good to go. But Alex, Chris, that was a lot on the oval.
Certainly was down here at the Past Players, Volunteers and Officials Day for Rostrevor. Okay.
Umpire waiting for the all clear. Been a glorious day. You think if Sacred Heart are to get back in this one, well, they're going to have to kick 6 goals, only kick 3 all game, and they're going to have to get the first. All right, now we're set to go. Final quarter from Campbelltown, and your caller is Alex Coots.
Now the $100,000 question, can Sacred Heart come back? Noble gets the first hit out and then picks up his own footy. Now they can go Hildyard, short, Butcher. And he goes out wide. Good punch by Bradley Agnew. So he was one of the better players for Sacred Heart in that third term. So what can Shocks do? And can Rostrevor hold the lead? So it was thrown in. Butterworth, tapped down. He tries to crumb, brought in by Lanzoni. So another stoppage. Good tackle there from Brinkworth.
So Sacred Heart going to the left of your screen, Rocks to the right. And it's Rostrevor with the clearance. Oh, he was under immense pressure, escaped. High kick to the top of the square. Who's there? Oh, this is huge. It's Thomas McCormick from can't miss territory. He's about to make the margin over 6 goals. Every team that plays Sacred Heart coming up is going to be looking at this tape. But whilst it's McCormick, in any second now is going to be awarded his first goal of the game. It really was the work in contested footy by James Wharton to get the clearance away that earned that goal.
Well, Thomas McCormack has his first, and I reckon could be about 3 or 4 of my predictions will be right. Bo McRae on track for 20 touches, if not, has already got them. Finn Wakeland's got 3 or more goals, and Bradley Noble definitely would have 80% in the ruck time by now. So Thomas McCormack now becomes the 6th Rostrevor goal kicker within 10 goals. Wakeland shoot and train for the multiples. Wakeland with 3, the others with 2. Thrown up. Noble and Butterworth. Butterworth goes down. And Butterworth receives.
Throw.
And it's been called a throw. So not sure about that one. That was questionable. 50-50 call. So we kick back to Hildyard. Charlie Hildyard won the Archies in round 1. Goes to Simons. He goes long down the line up the forward car. Euro! No. And a good tackle to hold up play. So can Sacred Heart get their first since the half-time break? Didn't kick any in that third. Ball falls to the ground. Noble's around it. He'll pick it up cleanly. Handballs over the top, Brinkworth. What's he going to do? Try to fend off Boxer and Boxer says, no, I'm going to hold on to you. And it will be another boundary throw-in. This time it will be Noble and Butterworth. So Noble hasn't been in the Ruckers quarter yet. Butterworth goes down. Lenzoni tried. McRae. Handballs outside. Coe. Now Boyle. Tried to take him on. And it will unfortunately for Rostrevor be out of bounds, but well done by O'Malley and Butterworth.
O'Malley. Great tackle for mine. That actually deserved holding the ball. Made the tackle before it went out of bounds. And certainly Boyle had a prior opportunity. But anyway, it is a throw-in and a hard contested footy. In the thick of it, the kick by Brinkworth is forwards under a partial smother. Then Matthias putting the pressure on. He sort of... Matthias, I reckon, pulled that back in to Lovelock, trying to get the holding the ball free. Umpire was awake to that. Noble tap McRae, trying to hand pass into some space. What space? Transfer the pickup. There's space out for McCormick, who got it, got rid of his opponent. Now he's tackled. I reckon he was taken off the ball. Umpire concurs. And Agnew, great to lay the tackle, just went a little bit too long with it. Now there's some players further upfield. Guess who? I was saying that we really shouldn't be giving out Archies to the same player on regular occurrences, but I don't know. This could be for another 4. It's Finn Wakeland. And this, if he kicks this puts it beyond, to me, any shadow of a doubt.
To line up for his second bag of 4 this year, to advance to 13 goals on the year. Finn Wakeland, we're right behind it. To get his second of 4, he slots it right over the umpire's head. Soon I might not have enough space on my table for Finn Wakeland's goals. He moves up to 4, and can he get a handful?
Alex, you should have lived in the 80s when we had 25 goals a game and lost. And players would kick 100 goals in a season. Unfortunately, those days, shorter seasons, better defenders, a loss. Now we get excited when a player kicks 4. But anyway, Rocks fans will be excited, and Shock are exactly in that state at the moment. They trail by 45 points. What this will also do, it opens the door for Port District and for Spock to have a 3-way tie at the top. They're both leading, albeit by less than 3 goals in their respective contests. Sacred Heart go forward, kicked by O'Malley towards the boundary line, tapped over. That's perfectly fine and legitimate. Should be a throw in front of that Kieran Hyoketsu scoreboard, which says Rostrevor Old Collegians 11-6-72. Sacred Heart Old Collegians 3-9-27. The margin, a game high, 45 points.
Well, if Sacred Heart come back now, which I don't think they will, that'll be miraculous. So Best over the top, might get it back, and he does off the 1-2. Goes to the check side, bouncing footy out the back of step inch. Sanderson recovers or not. Well, he does recover after that. Outside to Keel. Keel marks and sells some candy. He goes inboard. Can't take it. Kakuro over the top. Best. That's well done by Best to handball it out. McAuliffe's there. O'Malley can't pick it up. Just quite. McAuliffe with a great tackle. He put the pressure on around that 20-second sequence. So it'll be a throw up. Can Sacred Heart move up to 4 goals on the day? I predict the Ben Baroni for 4 goals. It might just be the team that gets 4 goals. So kicked out by Rostrevor as a great mark. And will 25 be paid? Unfortunately for Rostrevor it won't. But don't really think they need it. They have locked this game. And the ladies sung. So this game is probably over.
Kick down the outer side. It's all coming up Rocks at the moment. Quick repel by Moore. Another fly. I don't know if that was Wakeland or not. McRae somehow got it onto Hilliard, who got the hand pass on. Now we're inside 50. Just too many strong players for Rostrevor this afternoon. That was Damon Stepic. Gets it out. Down the wing, right in front of us, towards the back. Lulius is back after getting yellow carded. He's got Simons, who's suddenly got a second defender he wasn't expecting in Wharton. Kick in the Lorby direction, off hands, straight to Bradford. Now out to Shoot. Shoot creates some space. He has a player in board and Lim. Overcooks the kick. It goes to Agnew. Hand pass it inside 50, but again, Demetrius in the way. Another defensive mark to Rostrevor Old Collegians.
Well, Sacred Heart's inside 50 entry, it might be just what costs them, and the fans want 25 on the outer side. So advancing to a great lead of Bo Baldwin. Baldwin inside Wakeland. Great mark, no. So it'll be a boundary throw-in going the way of Rostrevor. They have it in their forward 50. Kind of like a 51-point margin.
Okay.
So it'll be thrown in. What can Rostrevor do? Lanzoni forward! And marked by McCormack. So Thomas McCormack to advance to 2 on the day.
To the big man. I have a feeling we're going to have a dispute here about our best on ground. That's okay. Right now, Rocks have it. If they kick this, you just know it's their day, Alex.
Thomas McCormack for his second on the day. And that snap goes wayward. Had one from there before and he shanked it exactly like that. Loyas takes it off fast. He travelled about 40 metres there. Over the top. Window. Hunter Window. Going to try find something downfield. He goes central where there are 3 options. Sanderson, McRae. They can't get a handball train going. Now they go outside. Everyone's moving. Forward. Kailotto! No!
Oh!
Coming. High tackle and 25. So, Sacred Heart with a guaranteed goal here going the way of Tristan Carcuro. I'm already marking this one down on the score sheet.
You and me both, Alex. That was kind of crude. And meanwhile, Co coming off on the blood rule, which will cause some confusion as Lovelock was coming on for McRae. McRae will stay and Co will come off to get
Not sure where
dried
the blood
up,
is.
bandaged up, whatever's required.
Not sure where the blood is actually.
Yeah.
But
Meanwhile,
Carcuro nails it.
to say it's a smattering of applause would be a bit of an overstatement. But for the first time, okay, there we go. Thank you. For the first time since half-time, Shock have kicked a goal. They're fourth, 4-9-33. Rocks 11-7-73, a flat 40-point game. So, what we were doing off-air, let's try and do on-air, Alex. Your thoughts for someone best on ground that may not have had a prize so far this season?
Well, I would say Connor Butcher.
Okay. Connor Butcher, I'm looking at a colleague here. Connor Butcher's on the list. Okay, I'm outvoted. I'll head that way to the, what I call him, the meat man? No. At game's end. Meanwhile, Sacred Heart Old Collegians have it. They're clearing it down their wing. I think this is what you would now call, Alex, with the margin 40 points this late. We're now into junk time.
Yeah, they might just get a consolation prize or 2. More long, Maroney can't take a contested grab. Chasing is to Skipper McRae. He finds it, and that's a throw. No, the umpire didn't call it. He says play on. Carlotto picks it up, and the umpire and now something's going. Oh, it's a bit of a boxing match. And Kylo grabs it out of the rug, chucks it on his boot, and it will bounce out of bounds. So he had more time. I don't know why he just decided to throw it on his boot. He had so much more time. And fast, Darcy Best won't get best on ground today. But
played a great game, though.
Yes, he certainly has. He goes outside. It's Damon Stepich. So Damon Variety's had a good game also. Now we'll go down the line. Trentford's at the back, but a good mark by Noble as well. He's been solid for Sacred Heart. Hildyard back with the flight, couldn't mark it. Handball out. Moore goes into the forward 51 and 1. No, McAuliffe can't grab it. Trying to jump in his keel. Gets a little throw out. Carlotto trying to crumb. Keel chucks on his boot. McRae coming forward. Oh! Well done by Darcy Best to do that.
He's putting in a late nomination, Alex, for the Archies. I mean, I know it's junk time, but they're still courageous marks. And he's been one of the, I mean, if you think about it, the real story today has been the league leaders and then one of the number one attacking team in the comp held to just 4 goals, possibly 5 as the kick comes in and finds Kakuro. They might get a couple of late ones, make the score respectable, but we all know what we've seen here this afternoon, and it's been a mighty impressive Rocks effort.
So Kakuro for his second on the day, and now they improve their accuracy. He moves up to 2 as the applause fades. So Kakuro and Simons now with 2 for Sacred Heart. And they narrow the lead down to 34 points as we go around the grounds with the scores.
Go around the grounds. Payneham Norwood Union banked those premiership points. 11-14-80. Broadview 4-8-32. Meanwhile, Glenunga have cracked the ton and raised the bat. 16-10-106. Golden Grove 6-5-41. The Rams second win, leading by 65 points. Port Districts are home. Ditters 10-12-72. It's at Park 9, Port District 7-4-46. That's a 26-point margin. And the final game is a tight one at Salisbury North. The accurate Spock, 10-5-65. The inaccurate Hawks are 8-13-61.
McCormack clears. Bouncing footy, Wakeland. And throwing up Brinkworth. And it's going to be a throw? No. Glorious takes the advantage. Now Sacred Heart can go through window. Drills the ball through the window to Kakuro. Very short, bouncing footy. Maroney can't. Now he jumps on the ball and might be on the ball. It certainly is. The umpire said he dragged it in. And the Rocks will get a free kick to just take some time off the clock, and O'Malley will go backwards.
O'Malley finds up Zinatrinsky. I have asked various people for pronunciations. That's the most common one I've got from Rocks officialdom.
Nistriansky. The D is silent, so
yeah.
Nistriansky.
Okay. I know that he gets a lot of the footy. There's always one. As we go to the hot spot, and that's a good clunk. I think that's Carlotto. Not too many with his frame and reach. So, he's probably thinking about how he's going to address the lads post-game.
I'm not going to say
right
it,
now
but I can still win.
Well, okay, 6 goals will win it in probably 10 minutes of game time. Would be something, but Sacred Heart have kicked the last few. They've kicked, in fact, I think the last 3. The Shocks, they are 6-9-45. Rocks are 11-7-73. Everyone here that was having a really good time at the Past Players, Volunteers and Officials Day, looking at the scoreboard, doing the maths. The math says 28 points, 5 goals needed, 18 minutes gone.
Well, Sacred Heart, if they can get a bit of momentum travelling, they get a few goals in the next 5 minutes, we might have a game on our hands. But I'm not sure. Can Rostrevor kick away? Noble goes down. Coe picked up by Shoot. Handball to transfer over the top to Butterworth. Short kick. He's underperformed today comparing to his season performances. He's pulled best player vote in every game he's played. Noble, McRae. Now they're going to go forward. Agnew goes forward. Karkuro gets a clean pick up. Handball to McAuliffe. Kailotto on the back flight. Can't mark it. And man, Sacred Heart, they've had their opportunities. They just can't convert.
So Rocks just need... They have a comfortable buffer. One final goal would really settle. I still think they're home. It would be a comeback of the absolute ages. Meanwhile, Wharton loves to break a pack. Simons tries to do likewise and he's held up. Will be a stoppage, 51 metres out. Fair to say that all 4 games have... 4 of the 5 games, we pretty much know who the winner is. The only one of note is the Salisbury North Spock game, which we'll keep an eye on. Last look at that had Spock by 4. Try and give you some final scores as they happen. But hello, Moroni, who doesn't have a goal yet, is going to have a chance to do so here. Kicks this, it becomes a 4-goal contest heading into time on.
Well, Ben Moroney for his first of the game, surprisingly. And, hits a post. Man, the accuracy hasn't been good as we enter time on now, 26-point margin, and I reckon Sacred Heart are out of the contest. 18
scoring shots to 17. Accuracy has been a difference. And just an update from Hawke Park. Spock now lead by 10 points at the 16-minute mark of the final quarter. So they will finish after us. Let's see what we can do about a score. Whilst I'm out there sorting out our best player. Kick across the ground by Sanderson, intercepted by Lynn. Now Rocks will go. Again, the transition to an open forward. Was there a holding on? Their umpire says not this time. Stoppage will form. Rocks will breathe a sigh of relief because it's down their part of the field. We're at the 21-minute mark and the margin is 26 points.
So tap down. Around the body was Lim and a good mark by Sanderson. He's been strong down the back line for Sacred Heart. Simons across the face of goal. Glorious. Can he get a bit of a run going? He doesn't want to. And Bradford running around on the mark there. Outside to Lorb. So Lorb will go long towards the other orange-booted man in Karkuro. He gives a little nudge away and it's a free kick. Mr. Ansky congratulates and salutes off to Darcy Best.
Plenty of yabbering from the other side of the field.
As up and under, high ball, crumbing his transfer, goes forward, McCormack, Stepich, bouncing footy. How far is this going to bounce? It could bounce all the way. Stepich takes it over, and it's going to be Sacred Heart ball. Sanderson takes off and gets the afterburners. Wakeland intercept marks. No, he drops the intercept. And not sure if he had prior. He certainly did, the umpire says, and you're gone. So Wakeland gets tackled holding the ball. And Sacred Heart, can they spark something out of their boots? Simons down to the wing. As well done by Butcher. Man, he's having a great one today. Hill opens up the fence and jumps over it nearly. So caps off a rough day for Sacred Heart.
Yeah, Cameron Keel probably counting his lucky stars that ended up. Most times a player collide at that speed and that force with a fence, something breaks, often the fence, and everything okay. The tap ends up with Lim. Forward 50 for Rocks. They're keeping it down the end of the field they want. Wakeland wanted to fly, but the biggest object he had to get around was Lucas Stepik. He kicked 41 goals last year at A-grade level. which I think is the most of any Rocks player who's out here. So he knows where the big sticks are. Salisbury North, by the way, have kicked a goal, 19-minute mark. They trail by just 4 points again. I don't think they've had their noses in front, at least when we've been checking through the course of the day. But right now, all eyes on Lucas Stepic to seal it beyond every reasonable doubt at the 23.5-minute mark from 45. Missed. 11-8, 74 are Rostrevor Old Collegians, Sacred Heart Old Collegians 6-11-47. That margin, 27 points at the 24-minute mark.
So the ball's going to go central. There's about 20 players combined. Steppage gets a fresh airy. O'Malley goes forward, 2-on-1. Tranfar. He's been solid today and he'll line up for his third. Yes, hitting the time on in the Salisbury North St. Peter's game. St. Peter's just the minor score, 5 points at margin. Tranfar goes short, Wakeland. Wharton, sorry, this is. Thought Wakeland could have had a handful, but this is James Wharton.
And all this, by the way, you'll notice that Rocks are in no hurry to do anything. Time is their friend. And 3 of Sacred Heart's 6 goals came in about a 4-minute period. But Rocks have put away the threat.
James Wharton comes in offline. So James Wharton can't cap off a good midfield day for him with a goal. And now kicking in will be Brendan Smith. So Smith will go down Main Street. No, drifts out right. Run and jumps from everyone. Best included. So it's going to be a crumbing ball. No one can gain possession. And now it'll be a ball up down the Nolan North East Road end. And St. Peter's will just kick another behind. So might be letting Salisbury North back in. It could even be a draw. So
margin out to a straight goal there, so suffice to say the draw could possibly come into the equation as well. We should finish before that one. We're at the 25, almost 26-minute mark. Rocks ball, they have the lead, they have the ball inside their forward 50. Wakeland, Stepic, neither can grab it, spills out the back. Sacred Heart with Simons, has to centre the ball, gave Moore a task, gives Coe a task. Coe gets it on the second attempt. Now it's Sanderson under pressure, McRae. They'll work it through hands. They did that very well, actually. High kick, looking for Lovelock. Spills, looking for Kailotto. The bounce will decide it, and it will be tapped through by Best, who's been really good in defence today. 26.5 gone. It is Rocks by 27 points.
So the win for Sacred Heart's out of the equation, and now it's who wins the Archie Stongs. Wakeland has already won it, so I'm not sure, but probably between Butcher and Darcy Best. And come down to that later as it goes out on the wing. Sanderson gets to run and jump. Wakeland, little soccer off the ground. Kakiro trying to crumb but couldn't. Moroney picks it up. Warren slams into the ground. Dives forward. Gets his pants pulled down. Transfer running, getting nearly run down, but no. And Nistriansky out wide, 27 minutes gone. Out to Damon Stepic. He has options aplenty backwards, and that's where he goes. Goes to Dawson. And he goes across. And there is the siren! Rostrevor Old Collegians with a 27-point win. Wowee! And 11-9-75 Rostrevor beating 6-12-48 Sacred Heart. So they end up getting a comfortable 27-point win, finishing 75-48, as we will peel off some goal kickers. So for Rostrevor, Finn Wakeland, man, he starred with 4 goals. And then Joshua Shute and David Tranter with 2 each. Patrick Dawson, Stephen Lanzoni and Thomas McCormack with 1. And Sacred Heart terms, Tristan Carcuro and Clayton Simons with 2. And also Alex Carlotta with 2. So no singular goal scorers, just multiple, and there were 3 of them. And the best players-wise, Rostrevor, Will Mead, Xavier Tranfer, James Warden, Finn Wakeland and Darcy Best. Sacred Heart, Bradley Agnew, Clayton Simons, Zachary Sanderson, Brandon Smith and Alex Carlotto. But the best of all, Connor Butcher. He will be winning the Archie Stongs as St. Peter's might just snag the win. They have a 2-goal lead over Salisbury North. It's 25 minutes marking that game as Coach Damien Boots will be very happy and stoked with this win. And Sacred Heart, they only had the lead at quarter time, and Rostrevor after that, they just took off. Even though Sacred Heart won that last quarter, kicking 3 goals 3 to 2 goals 3. Still unfortunate to lose. And we will thank our sponsors, Filming Footy, Classic Clashes, Dartfish, High Five E-Bikes, Custom by ORTC, Kimberley Accommodation, Archies and the Gully. And around the grounds, so St. Peter's will get Salisbury North by 2 goals. Payne and Norwood Union beat Broadview by 51 points. Port District snagging the win over Prince Alfred by 21. And Golden Grove getting a few consolation prizes. And they are currently losing by 38 points. And some of the matchups for next week. Next round, 2 weeks' time. Prince Alfred take on Payne and Norwood Union at home. St. Peter's versus Sacred Heart. That would probably be the game of the round in my opinion, as the Rostrevor fans get a round of applause as the great man being carried off, Thomas O'Malley. And Salisbury North playing Port District, that could be another wonderful game of the round. Broadview and Glenunga and Rostrevor and Golden Grove.
We will have our Archies very, very shortly, but
61 on the ladder.
Connor Butcher, welcome.
Up to 5 and 2.
I'm with Connor Butcher, the winner of our Player of the Game. I've got a hotel voucher and a pair of Archies for you. Now, you're a Rostrevor lad. Is there any better feeling in footy than beating Sacred Heart?
I'm not sure there is, mate. You know, we look at grand finals, but the game of the year is always Sacred Heart. We love beating them. We love playing them. They're a great comp, so it's always fun.
That would have to be the team. I mean, you've had some great efforts, the comeback against PAC, the comeback against Sacred Heart. But give the league leaders their first defeat, hold them to 6 goals. That has to be your best effort this year.
No, it's a great feeling, and it's good to not be behind by 6 goals at 3/4 time and then have to crawl back. But yeah, unreal feeling. Yeah, love playing with the boys. It's good fun.
Playing in front, what do we do? And how are you finding your season?
Nah, I'm loving it, mate. Enjoying it, playing some decent footy. All the boys are. Just love getting out here with the fellas.
Fantastic, mate. Well, I've got some Archies for you. We've got the hotel voucher, which I'll get to you shortly. We'll go back to the team. Maybe Alex to wrap us up. This is Phil Hurd in Bandview Side. Hope you enjoyed that one. Adelaide Footy League on Filming Footy.
Thank you, Phil, interviewing Connor Butcher there as we continue. So all my Sacred Heart ones were correct, but the Ben Moroney one, he got 0 out of the 4 goals. And for Rostrevor, my big calls, Finn Wakeland had 3+ goals, he got with 4. James Butterworth had 5+ clearances, and Thomas McCormack had 1 out of his 3 goals. Rostrevor, the conditions favoured them, and they got a convincing 27-point win. So they'll be very happy with that one. Damien Boots will be livid in the rooms tonight. Alex Carlotto at training will be the one to tell them what to work on as they have a tough matchup next week versus St. Peter's at home. And they do move to 6-1. So it'll be a 3-way tie at 6-1. And looking at the ladder percentage-wise, Port District are now on top. So some of the results aren't quite in yet. St. Peter's and Salisbury North and Golden Grove and Glenunga. All the other ones are currently in. And Lachlan Pascoe still on 22 goals. I wonder how many the big man, Abe Davis, will get for Glenunga. Unfortunately, that isn't quite up yet. But once again, thank you to our sponsors, Clash of Clashes, Filming Footy, Dartfish, High Five E-Bikes, Custom by OITC, Kimberley Accommodation, Archies and the Gully. as Stefan Lenzani, the skipper, he kicked a great goal earlier on in the football game. Finn Wakeland with 4. He starred, getting 2 votes for the best player. Tristan Garkira and Clayton Simons joined by Alex Colo with all the multiple goal kickers with 2. And we will see you next round with all the round 8 action.